The most important thing is, did anybody ask someone whether or not they wanted to be a sister, a brother, or a priest? And when they would ask people in their 20s, say, did you ever think of doing this? And they'd say, well, no, why would I? And they say, well, why didn't you? People would say, nobody asked me.
It was so important for me to have people in my life say, you should do this, you should think about this. I think you could be really good at this and do a lot there.
What better way to live my life? I mean, it's just the most fulfilling, rewarding life that I could imagine leading.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
The interesting thing is with our life, we just don't live it in community. We go out and we take it out to others. It's kind of like in John's Gospel where he said we're not the light, but we're demonstrating the light. We're testifying to the light.
I'm always supported. There's always someone with us, and whether it's like really serious stuff or cooking breakfast, you're still surrounded by your brothers.
I would describe a Capuchin friar as someone that's willing to walk with people, to walk with them in times of sorrow and in times of joy, and someone that's willing to be there.
To be a brother to everybody, to be as inclusive as we can in our care.
Specifically that Franciscan or Capuchin concept of community life where, we're in together, we're in a relationship with our brothers, with the people we serve, with the people who work alongside us, like our partners, and our benefactors who also support our mission.
That's what we're supposed to do, is be brothers to those who are on the margins of our society.
It doesn't even feel like you're doing ministry or like service work. It's like you're just here being with like people like you.
You're putting yourself out there for them, but they're also teaching an awful lot to you.
Their ability to allow themselves to decrease and let everybody else, including Christ, increase in their lives.
You can do only so much as a person. You need the help of God to keep you going.
So our process of Capuchin Formation asks us to have a real solid discipline of contemplation and meditation that really energizes us to get out and be a brother to people and help them and work with them, especially the poor.
Capuchins are people who repair relationships and build new ones.
A Capuchin is somebody who breaks the walls of separation, somebody who engages in imbalances that occur in our world.
It's been a really humbling experience just to be around these men and see, how they're able to put themselves last and put everybody else first. Whether it's the homeless, the drug addict, the sick, or even their own brothers.
No matter like how big of a difference you make or how little a difference you make, just when the people appreciate it and they thank you for it, I guess it just gives you this feeling that you've made some kind of difference in their life.
My parents, came out and said, why don't you consider a vocation? And sometimes it takes that. It takes somebody just being direct and asking you, is this something you would consider with your life?
Thinking about a vocation, talking to people about it, and if you think someone else might be good in this life, talk to them about it and say, consider being a Capuchin, consider being a priest or a sister.
I think it's important that the question is asked, and earlier the better. Have you considered a vocation?
I think it's really important for parents, for educators, for priests, for religious educators, for youth ministers to be constantly asking high school kids, even junior high school kids, students in college, have you thought of a church vocation? They might not be able to answer right away, but if you ask the question when they're young, then their imagination sees it as a possibility, and they can consider it when they're 20 or 21, or maybe even when they're 26, as long as they're still open.